That's the wrong screen. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you are in the cosmos. AJ Dodgestar, Intergalactic Mercenary, at your service. And I think my tracking's off center. About time we finally are at this side of the desk. It's been a while. There you go. I centered it when I was sitting slightly off center. Silly me. Got the synthwave playlist going. And of course, we finally have in front of us.
Hello there.
The high-grade GQuuuuuuX. Hey, Buntuck, how's it going? There's literally only one episode left of this anime. It took that long for this to release in the UK. Insane. This kit came out in Japan in January, alongside the beginning movie. So the assumption was, oh, it will be available here in like April when the show starts. But no, it's been so popular in Japan that there was nothing left for the rest of the world. Good, I'm doing good. Finally sitting over this other side of the desk, finally ready to build something. We're on a go. Probably gonna fumble, forget things. Also, let me know if you can hear my fan, because I'm sitting like 2 feet from my fan. But my filter, my microphone should be filtering out, so that shouldn't be an issue. Who didn't, being the term. Okay, move this over here. Out the way, there we go. Question is, do I put my light on or not? Because like, the light isn't even on. It's just from the window. That was good, yeah. I was testing it a second ago and I couldn't hear it on the feedback. If I like look at my microphone balancer stuff, like you can see it, the microphone's picking it up on the one bar, but then you see the bar where it's an actual output and it's like, boom, level, perfectly quiet. So those filters work very well. Stretch all the way over my gorgeous stuff. Long desk. Right. Let's get started, shall we? Or let's read a little blurb on the front first, shall we? Let's see. A mysterious state-of-the-art mobile suit piloted by Machu. It participates in clan battle as part of the Pomeranians. Not anymore, it doesn't. A lot more story has happened since then. There's only one episode left. It's crazy. Where's the... Here we go. The first part. Like, it's only a 12 episodes show, which is... It's not wasted any time, but it could certainly use maybe a handful, like 2 or 3 extra episodes just for like give the audience time to breathe, let alone the characters. Oh well. I'm excited to see what happens in the finale, because should we call it a cliffhanger? Just the way that the second last episode ended, episode 11. Very much a what the fuck? Right, is this the... No, that's the B runner. I don't need that right now. Or, well, I will shortly, but not at this second. Okay, and the B runner, I need the D runner as well. Where's the D runner? There's the A runner. Don't need that right now. I don't think. C, that's the D. Also, while I'm going through the runners, these beam saber blade effect parts are freaking gorgeous. Actually, turn the light on. Oh god, that's bright. Dim it in a bit. I'm gonna turn on this one as well. It doesn't. Did it do anything? Okay, that's the light on my like tracking camera. I need to get another one of these, those ones for this, so it's pointing straight down the light. I'm not sure how well this looks, but like it is. Yeah, the camera's not doing this justice, but this is like sparkly. Also, such a unique design. Which we've really not got the series until recently. Because Xavier obviously used them briefly in the first episode, but they destroyed. And now the Machu has the full armament again. He's able to use these. But, you know, I can like see like right here, the tip there, it like sparkles really nicely. Very sparkly. I like it. I like a beam saber blade that isn't just clear plastic, but has some sparkle to it. It just adds extra. Oh, this is energy. All right, deep runner. Microphone position. I can speak English. I can speak words. All right. Oh, nub jar. I need to get a bigger jar for the nubs because that's like this one's full. And this one's like almost full. So, yeah. All right. D5 and 6. Cool. Hydrate. I should. No, yes, of course. Like, why get a bigger jar? I can buy more smaller ones. Well, in fact, I do have a bunch more of those. So here's the hydration tropical juice. I actually do have more jars. But some of them have paint in them. Because that's what they're supposed to be for. These are meant to be paint mixing. So, actually, some have paint, some have sprue goo that is solidified, so it's got solid plastic in it. That'll be fun to try and get out of those eventually. Alright, let's get this off the runner. And be careful of the detail. Realizing I've not built anything on stream at all since last month, when I was building the A-Wing, is while I've had on the schedule the Ornithopter from Dune, I just have not been feeling it. I've been rather playing Dune instead, rather than building the kit. Melting those nubs and make some paints, yeah. Or, you know, make sprue goo for like filling in seam lines. That's those two parts from here. And you know what? I'm going to grab that bit as well. D4. I was like, there's two D4s. Of course there is, because you can build both heads, open type and closed type, which is not actually pretty sweet. It gives you two full heads. Because there's extra parts just for that. So no need to part form them, it's just swap at the head. More kits should do that. Yes, episode 12 will be the finale of GQuuuuuuX. Because they've already confirmed it is only a 12 episode series. Which feels slightly too short. Because the first half of the show was like, I know, the first half of the show I think was actually very good pacing. Didn't feel rushed, but the second half, it's going very full throttle. Some episodes work better than others in terms of pacing, but I just need I just need like 2 or 3 extra episodes, I think. for like a little bit of pacing. What am I looking for? B39. Oh, there it is. That's two of those, of course, because it's two necks. Or two heads. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, of course, optional parts means buy another one. Always. That's a very small neck. This is, I feel GQuuuuuuX is officially licensed fan fiction in the best kind of way, because it's basically obviously Studio Karna, you know, obviously did, and like people who worked on Evangelion basically having a shot at Gundam, and it's like that's why it's kind of an alternate universal century, so they can kind of tell their own thing while leaning on some of the stuff that's there before. But I think it benefits from that. Number 40 is quite small. But yeah, Bandai and Sunrise always have a bunch of stuff in production. There's obviously Hathaway Part 2 movie that's in production. The Iron-Blooded Orphans Urdu Hunt animation, because obviously they shut the game down. So obviously that is supposed to be coming. Obviously they took animation from that, or like going to be re-releasing it as an actual mini-series or movie. I don't know. They never specified exactly. So that'll be a thing, which I would assume would come out after GQuuuuuuX, considering this year is the 10th anniversary of Iron-Blooded Orphans. So that makes sense. And I feel like GQuuuuuuX came out of nowhere, really, because they announced it in December and the movie came out in January. It's been a wild ride, but fun one. I'm very curious how it's going to end. And just who the hell is Shuji? There's so many theories going on right now as who he might actually really be. His real identity. You can never tell with Gundam, like, where's it going to go next? You don't know. That is a possible... People like thinking that. Like he's a projection from Amuro or something. Or he's related to Amuro in some way. Because that final scene of like, I've come from the other side. And, you know, destroy the world she created. And the Gundam shows up and like, yeah, that kind of makes it seem like he is Amuro, but just looks different. And has this guy's name. So there's also the thing is like, when Char was approaching the Red Gundam, how they kind of, I guess, new type energy hit him, and then he was suddenly in his original costume. He does comment about, oh, so that's how she remembers me, sort of along those lines, because that's how Lala remembers him, with the outfit. So the Gundam coming through the portal is the RX-78. That is what Lala remembers Amuro as. But because Beyond the Time is playing, some people speculate that it might actually be post-Axis shock Amuro, Char's counterattack. So like at the end of the movie when he vanishes, this is him coming through. But because Lala doesn't know that version of him, he basically looks like the OG instead. Maybe. There's so many theories, and it's actually fun to theorize. But then it would make the whole thing of like, hey, this whole timeline is a fantasy. Which, I guess, lends to the whole idea of fanfiction. Then there's also a possibility that that Gundam that just came through, because the GQuuuuuuX version of Lala did tell Machu about having her dreams, right? And how her dreams all seem to end with Char's death at the hands of Amuro, as opposed to like what we know happens in the actual original show, where Lala jumps in at the last second and saves him and dies herself. So Rose Lala may not be an OG Lala, but alternate timeline where Char died. And that Amuro that just came through the portal may be the one that killed Char. There's so many ideas, and it's like, we will not know for sure until Tuesday. I'm excited to see what happens. It's been an interesting show. Been a fun one. Even if the pacing's been a little bit off. Actually, how's the music volume, by the way? Is it not too loud? Master grades? Eventually, I think. Because, like, the GQuuuuuuX and the Red Gundam designs, like, they need at least a full mechanics kits to, like, really flesh out that detail more. I mean, Ariel got a full mechanics kit, which is the only 1/100th for G-Wedge, which is still surprising, honestly. And did get the Master Grade SD announced, so... Honestly, considering its popularity of the GQuuuuuuX itself, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets at least a full mechanics kit. Not necessarily a Master Grade, but a Master Grade would make sense as well. Though you might need the Master Grade for the Core Fighter mechanic. Yeah, the Quacks and the Fred would make sense, because they share a lot of parts. But you know what will happen. While both kits, high grades might be retail, you just know that there's a possibility that you'll get the GQuuuuuuX's retail, and then it'll be premium Bandai for Fred Master Grade. There's always that possibility. Depends on how Bandai's feeling. Also, I would love to explore more of the timeline because obviously through the clan battle stuff, we got to kind of get a glimpse because obviously the Black Tri-Stars survived the 1 year war. And the Galgoog ends up looking like a gym because Gundam implementation of the technology. Doesn't confuse anyone at all. I'd like to know where like some of the other like 8th pilots, like what happened to Rambo Ral in that timeline? Did he retire after the war? Or did he perish? Because we know Dozel still got killed at Solomon. This time by Sayla instead. That's what the show is. That just told us that. One simple sentence. Okay, sometimes all you need. Well, they also said Garma retired from the military. So I guess he's off living a civilian life. I love the whole concept of like GQuuuuuuX were like, hey, time traveler moves chair. The timeline. One simple change. Char went to Side 7 himself. And thus stole the Gundam. Though I think the change might have happened technically earlier than that. I think the Rose Lala teleported over prior to those events. And maybe that Lala influenced Char's decision. And that's what created the alternate timeline. Interesting thought. I mean, everyone loves a good like alternate timeline story, right? It changes one thing. How do the dominoes then fall? I got that part good. Okay. Now these bits. Let's see. Make sure that's the right way around. Grab this. Does this have a specific direction? No. One on top of this peg. Yeah, the level of detail on the GQuuuuuuX timeline designs, they would definitely benefit from 1/100 scales. Okay, and these two bits. I think the wind caught there briefly. Oop. Don't drop parts. especially small ones. Okay, fine. Thinking back to the first half of the show and like the clan battles, I really just enjoyed that as a concept. I was like, hey, civilians now have mobile suits. What are you gonna do with it? Yep, gonna fight because humanity. Like in an age of peace, old military hardware being used for recreation. Very accurate. Like, how many people in the world own old tanks or old fighter planes from like the Second World War and just have fun with it? There's not that many, but enough. Some of the redesigns in GQuuuuuuX were very interesting. I think when we first saw the Gundam, it was like, ooh, this is weird. But it really grew on you. I think the white Gundam, once it became the red Gundam, the design works better because it feels more sinister looking. Like, give me a video game that's just set in the GQuuuuuuX timeline from the moment, like just the 1 year war. What GQuuuuuuX? Think about it, there's a whole story there for Sayla. Because we know she gets a light cannon, becomes a pilot, defeats Dozel, and then winds up at Solomon just in time to kind of startle Shar. Right before he Zikanovas away. Which I believe was Lala like, I sense he's in danger. I'm going to teleport him away from there. Though there's also, of course, you subconsciously done it. Unless, of course, it's not being controlled by Lala. Maybe it's being controlled by someone else. Shuji, perhaps. So there's a very obvious thing that we kind of forget about. Potentially who Shuji is. Because during the Battle of Solomon, the second one, while Shar, right before the Zikanova happens, or as it's starting to resonate, there was a Zeon officer down on Granada that mentioned to Cassilia about a prisoner / test subject escaping, and it feels very out of context, and we still have no context to it. I originally assumed, oh, it must be Lala, right? Because I kind of forgot about her and Char's and the relationship, how it worked, and thought, oh, well, maybe if they didn't meet the normal way, maybe she was a test subject. But obviously, we know that's not correct. So that test subject escaped the moon the same time as the Zika Nova happened up in orbit. For Char, that is interesting timing. Makes me think that was Suji. Though considering that HG appears to be in the main show, he would have had to be like 12 years old during those events. There's our main trio relevant, maybe like 17, thereabouts. Right. Right, which way around we going with this? It's going on top of here. Correct. About this right way around. There we go. This is probably going to be the most detailed head of Gunpla for a while. Especially at this scale. It's probably going to be almost real grade. Almost. But not quite. Right. Let's see. We want this orientation of this part. Let's have a look. What parts point outwards? I just feel like the wrong part. Oh, wait, I see. Like this? Okay, yeah, like this. Okay. That's pushing. Oh, I see. That's a tricky. Okay, I gotta build this up to my face. I can see better. What is this slotting into? That's the tricky part. Oh, I got it. I mean, because you're putting it in and down, because it's a slot in behind this. You have to push it down and wait, oh, is that like a squiggly line? Like, oh, you get up and in. Like, push it in and then push down with your nail. Because I didn't cut my nails. Yeah, okay. That goes there. And then we need B-Runner again. Number 41. Here we are. And I also need to go grab number 8, 5. The first bit yellow. Or the yellowish orange. Something called yellow ochre. Water Jack, always a good shout. Posture, actually not too bad. I'm leaning forward a bit, but it's because I'm building. But my back is right. Mostly. It's only my old setup where I was like having to lean to the side. So technically speaking, I am like, this is obviously center of the camera. I'm sitting here. Just because the boom arm of my microphone is, I can't push it any further over, it'll whack the camera's arm. So to sit slightly off center. So, oh well. Eventually, when I get another desk, and it'll be like a separate desk for this stuff. But, I guess I said ages ago, I bought 2 desks. My Kia, but the unit that goes under the second one became out of stock after I bought it. Makes no sense. Or rather, out of stock for delivery, and I just can't be bothered going all the way to the store. So that's on the back burner for now. So having the fan nearby is very nice. It's every time it's on the rotation. So every time it comes by, it's like, ah, nice cooling breeze. Right up my back. Make sure this is. Pretty sure this is the part that goes near the eyes. Yeah, I think it is. Holding small parts is always a pain for filing. It's like, what's the best orientation to hold this? There we go. I move the microphone just a tiny bit. I can lean forward more. Now, be careful with these nub marks because this part's visible. It's always a pain. You know what design I really liked in GQuuuuuuX? The DOM. Because it's probably the one that changed the least. So it grew a third leg. Instead of its back booster bit. Instead of the skirting, it's got a third leg. Which really made it like a cool interceptor. Where this goes, see what part's going to be visible and not visible. Now where is that other nub? Where was it? Underside or upside? Oh, got a head camera there. Wow, that head camera is up on the head there, so tiny. Can the autofocus even see it? I don't know. Wait, I don't know if I zoom. Oh, wow, that zoom function is very impressive. Right. Can I zoom that? That focus is terrible. But there's actually a head camera detail in there. I'm glad it has a sticker for it because, yeah, that ain't happening. Wow, I'm just sure how zoomed out I am. This is full camera. I've got like 200%. That's fine. Still focused, right? Right, where in the runner was this again? I could probably see where the... Yeah. Oh, there it is on the chin. I see it. You know when the nub's hard to see, it's kind of a good sign. I'm pretty sure this yellow bit's going to go right over this part anyway, so. I'm going to attach the yellow bit before I do the eyes. It's going to make it easier to hold them both. I think that goes on the underside like that. Yep. Okay, cool. Alright, let's get the it may be easier to hold it if I just attach the head and end of the cameras. Yeah, it'll be easier to hold this. Okay, on we go. Yeah, it'll be easier to do the cameras now because I can actually hold the whole head. Right. Grab the sheet with the eye sticker stuff. Grab my tweezers. Right, because there's actually spare eyes, which is interesting. Even though the closed one has them covered. And oh, number 5 eye sticker. Wow, that's tiny. Head cameras. Based on my flag will grab. Who's head camera? The head cameraman. That's insanely small. Good thing that part covered up another head. I should grab with some cotton buds to push that in a bit. Or the sponge part of this is fine. Here's the sponge side of the thing. Okay. Now it's the eyes themselves. These might be easy to paint in here actually because it's a recessed. But we'll go with a sticker. Because it makes life quicker than trying to paint it. Other eye. Oh, almost first try that. I think the eyes are squint, but they might ever so slightly, possibly. All right, so we got the eyes in there, which were reflected quite nice. What you want. This is why this eye stickers are probably one of the few stickers where actually, yeah, it makes sense because it gives it a nice eye catch. Ah, pun intended. Pun intended. Or accidental. Right, what next? A and F runners, okay. A1 and 2. Where there's 2 of each because there's 2 heads. Oh, bollocks, I fell on the floor. That play is pretty bright, I can see it. All good. There we go. Part retrieved. Oh, I didn't get D-runners. I didn't realize that. D-runner. Number 3. Oh, ads about to start, so we're gonna go a quick ad break. Be right back. Funny, the ad countdown says it's gone, but then it says the pre-rolls are still up for another 3 minutes. But ad should be here in like 2 seconds. And the ad should be over, and I pressed the wrong button again. There we go. I keep forgetting that I keep pressing the button for my normal screen for gaming and screen for Gunpla. Silly me. Right. Turn my headset down slightly. If that particular song's a bit louder. Alright. Enough marks. Why so tiny? I may need to invest in a magnifier. Not because they have bad eyes, because some of these parts are so small. It also helps when I'm painting pilot figures. Maybe they'll be even more precise. That being said, the ones I've done so far were pretty not bad. I'm going to be improve the lighting setup so there's not a light in my face. My eyes trying to adjust. Now the other side of it. Quite a small piece. Yeah. I need to look through Pretzel a bit more and see what other playlists I like. Wouldn't it be a great world if we just like pull up Spotify and the Gundam playlist and just go play? But I ain't risking that. This was this side. Yeah, there's definitely the most parts on a head on a high grade I think I've ever had to deal with. And this is like real grade level of part separation. Okay, that's correct. I was like, wait a minute. are so small. So fiddly to hold. And that will good. I'm glad the temperature today is less than yesterday, because boy, was yesterday horrible. Okay, I think I had like 28 yesterday. It was quite unbearable. I think it's only hit like 23 today. Something like that. Still too warm for my taste. Give me a nice 15. Yeah, temperature, in my opinion, should not go below 20 Celsius. That's that one filed down. I have to struggle with this side, or maybe get it first try. First try. First try. A rare occurrence. Oh god, the chin. Why are Gundam chins always so... especially at 144 scale? Like, the worst. But here's a tiny piece of red. I totally get it when some people say they just prefer master grades, because they just prefer 1/100 scale. I feel as people get older, they prefer that scale more. Also, your hands get, you know, becomes more awkward. I'd be happy with some just 1/100 scale no grades or high grades. No, my very first Gunpla was a 1/100 Dynamis no grade. So. And then my second Gunpla was the real grade strike Gundam. Complete opposite in terms of difficulty setting. My phone vibrating. Nothing important. In this scenario, it's maybe just easier to move the piece rather than the sanding stick. Yeah. This piece is too small. At least once the head is done, the parts will be larger. A little bit. Has the chin and the lower part of the face as well. We attach the chin to. Though I do appreciate when the nubs just like fall away. Like they're that thin. Then you know the tidy up's going to be very easy. Like the most... That looks like a nub sitting there. Honestly, I don't like that. I don't like the fact part I need to put on looks like a nub. A piece of the runner or something. Wrong button. Yeah, closer. I want to check this quickly. Okay. Where was those other nubs? Because it's hard to see. There's one. I'll tell you one thing, I'm not building the other head today. I'm just going to build the one head. I don't think I'm even going to display it with the other head anyway, so... I'll probably still build the other head at some point though. Which way around is this going? That's a great question. I think it's going this way around. Yeah. And then the chin. Wait, did I pilot fully? Yes. I think I did. Going this way around. Okay. I'm slotting into here. Good. Wait, did I get all the knobs on this? Oh wait, I missed a nub on the chin. I think. Or just didn't file that well. Alright. Let in. Win. Win. This is the right way around, right? Yes. Just maybe not angled quite right. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, it's in there. That's good. And that's at least a very simple slotting in. Oh, that really brings the face together now. Zoom! I should set like zoom markers for this. So I can zoom or button press. But actually, you know what? While I'm working on something this small, maybe I'll just keep it 200%. To like 250. Because it's thingy to this distance anyway. In terms of like focus point. So that's working pretty well. Okay, okay. I may have figured out the exact focus of the desk. And then just zooming it in. My lovely nails. People said I should paint these. And I have before. I think he's not out of focus when it's down there, right? Tiny bit. So it's in focus when I'm holding it here. It's out of focus when it's on the ground. The focus is at 20% currently. Or at 20 distance. If I put it there and hit the 0, and just drop that on there. No. 10. 15? 15 I think is focus. Yeah, that means it's focused here and focused in here. The autofocus is shit. Let's be honest. This is autofocus. That is blurry. Focus on my hand. There we go. And I've got the control system up on the side there. You can adjust it manually very easily. Right. Size of head and the fin. Open form. Open version of it. Right, so, well, that's easy enough, number one. Thinking about the design of the V-fin of this, interesting actually. Because normally a V-fin is very sharp looking. But because the GQuuuuuuX opens up, it doesn't really have a point to it. You know, sharp point that is. Which means that technically it has no safety flags to get rid of, because that's just the way it's shaped. Normally like classic Gundam will have the V-fin, and then on the tips there'll be like it'll be thicker because it got a safety flag. At least on high grades. Real grades, master grades don't have to have that. They were designed for like more experienced modelers. B runner or sides of the head. Will then require stickers afterwards. Number 43 and 44. Where are they? Oh, there's two sets of those. That makes sense. 43. Uh, 44. Stretch. Ugh. Right. And let's get the sides of the head first. Well, to having it zoomed in instantly is better. And where is that other node? There's only two, yeah. The third bit's the peg that it attaches with. And the other node parts there. Where's the top? Cool. Now, I've been putting off build streams for like too long recently. It's quite nice to just do it again. I think it was just like, I got that Dune Ornithopter to build alongside playing Dune Awakening. But then when it came down to it, it was like, I would rather just play the game than build the kit that goes with it. I wasn't in the mood for it, I guess. But then finally getting this, when the show was just like so close to the finish, it's like, oh good, I've been waiting for this for forever. It got me motivated. And as much as I'm liking Dune Awakening, it is a little bit grindy, I guess, but in a good way. And it's like, it's just not so much grindy, it's time consuming. There's a survival aspect of it. And of course, traveling around the map, trying to avoid getting eaten by a worm. There is a sticker for this, but I might wait till I got it attached. So it's easier to do. Yeah, that'll be easier to do while it's on here. I think I'll leave the VPN off for now, though. But I'll get it ready. I think one of the best things with GQuuuuuuX has got to be Shalia Bull. Because he went from being a one episode character in the original show, who basically had not really any depth to him because, you know, one episode character, just the episode, new type, Shalia Bull. He shows up, oh, hey, I'm a new type, it's going to recall from Jupiter. Cool, go fight the Gundam. What? Dead. I think he had like a 30-second interaction with Char. And he showed up and that was it. Whereas GQuuuuuuX version of Shalia is really interesting. It was a really cool choice picking him. It's like, hey, here's a character that would definitely not get killed by armor if Char stole the Gundam. And was the only other new type that was established in the original show, other than Char and Lala. So it gave his character a chance to be really fleshed out. It's really funny to think how, like, you look at Shalia Bull and the alternate 0079 part, and then you look at him in the original anime, and it's like, his age was specifically stated as being 28 in the original anime. It's like, dude, you look like you're 50. It was very much the lines in the face of the original, plus the coloring of his hair being a very, very gray green. Like, it looked gray, but it's actually meant to be very minty green. Same thing with, like, Rambo Raw. Really, we're like, his canonical age is 35. Dude looks like 50. Or at least he's 40s, at minimum. I love how they made that a joke in Build Fighters. Like, why is it called the Goof 35? Because I built it when I was 35 years old. Where you are now, 35. It's like, what? God, I'm older than Rambo Raw by 1 year. I've aged way, way better. People mistaking me for someone in their 20s. Like mid, early, even. is flattering. Let's get these stickers for this, shall we? Take a sip of water first. Ugh. Right. Number 3 and 4, which there's 2 lots because 2 heads. Be careful of that. Peel off more than I need. Right, number 3, left side. Could potentially paint this part, but honestly, stickers are this small and on recessed-ish areas, not too bad. If I feel like painting, I can always take it back off later. That's one side. Okay, that should do. That's all right. Not too bad. All right, let's get beef in ready. Due to the weird shape of this, make sure that's underneath that so it doesn't blow away from the fan. I want my stickers blowing away. So I'm not going to cut off that. Well. Oh well. Right now, a bunch of filing to do. Yay. The song is very quiet. I could barely hear it. Get in there with the knife a bit. Just be fairly careful. Because the thing will need a little bit of painting later. For all those little like bolt things that pop open. Alright, filing in this little area is not as bad as I thought it would be. You can just get in it like this. This is why some sanding sponges are great, because you can really take advantage of the fact that they will bend. Get the nooks and crannies. Orbit. Perfect for a space mercenary. What I do love is like that little bit there. Like A runner, B runner, D runner, F runner. These are runners you need. I'm glad this included more. Like when you're like, okay, I need these 4 runners in front of me. All right, attach the. Try to dust it off first. Okay. The rather elaborate V-fin. So the V-fin as it stands, or as it stands, let's do it inside it. Where am I? There I am. There's like the little circular bits all over the V-fin that require like a tiny bit of gray to match this. Not sure about the side of the head, but I'm going to double check the box art and stuff. There's a couple of little bits of gray required here. So other than that, the head's pretty good as it is. And even the like the camera, head camera, like it has the molded detail of the different individual cameras. But even looking at the sticker, like they're so tiny. The sticker in this scenario will do. There, we have a head. We made a head stock, haha. Ugh. Have to work on the body now. I don't know how the translation of this is like head, open states, or open states and closed states. What? Why state? Why not just state? Like it's a singular state. It's open or closed. Right. Body time. Let's move the head over here a little bit. There we go. Alright, for this one, we need the A, the B, the C, D, E, and F. We need every runner, basically. Yeah. Pretty much. We'll begin with the A runner. Multicolor. Let's get a nice blue. Kind of more gray blue. Maybe not gray blue, but a little bit more desaturated. All right, what do we need? Number 30. The collar. I think the collar we're building first, yeah. I think so. Okay. 23 and 24. Slices through this plastic, very nice. That's the first part's made, anyway. A little bit of the collar. Well, I'm pretty sure the part I'm filing right now is, yes, where the other part attaches to it, so that won't be an issue. Just make sure it is nice and flat. And this part goes on to here. Like so. For a very nice collar. And that's pops on the back of it. The ads are about to start again. Also, the countdown timer it shows me in chat is off by like a minute. Because the ads don't automatically play until it says 3 minutes left in your pre-roll. Causing only then does it actually play them. That way it keeps the pre-rolls off permanently. The countdown counts down to like 4 minutes of pre-roll left, which is half. Quickly attach this piece here. Oh, and the brakes just started. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna add brake. There we go. Be right back. Okay, okay, I'm back. I can do while the ads are on. Oh, nose. Problem with the summerish weather. My nose, my senses, not like nature, or rather, nature doesn't like me. Either way. Wow. Okay, where did I fail? Fell there, fell there, and there. This pops on the back of here. Yes, like so. Cool. Mighty fine collar. Alright, F and B now. The red part, which, yeah. Let's see, F11. There it is. And the F. Well, B limbs are not F. And the F runner. Oh, wait, I've got a sticker on the V fin of this. I realized that. Well, I can maybe leave that until I've painted the extra bits on it. Yeah, probably a good idea. That way I don't risk getting paint on it. So deliberate. Haha. 8 and 9. I've gone less chatting, just more focused on building now. Always seems to happen. I'm wondering if, in the final episode, we'll end up seeing a... Well, I suppose we did see that ability in the most recent episode that the GQuuuuuuX had on its, like, shoulders and legs. That energy field thingy. So I'm wondering if, like, the final episode will have seeing another hidden ability. Alright, and then after the episode's aired, it'll be like, boom! GQuuuuuuX final battle version, Bandai. Because you know they'll do that, right? The high-grade Gyang Kyuriger. No, this is not a Gyan. So I wouldn't mind getting that new GQuuuuuuX Gyan. What's it called? The Gyan Haiju. The White Knight. How's it going, Arctic? The build is going good. The head has got so many small parts in it, though. It's like you'd think it was a railgrade almost with those small parts. Oh, also hydrate, yes. Hydrating, I have water. Just splash my face. Only kit I think of it comes from What If Xeon one timeline. I mean, having Xeon winning is like, is it really a bad thing? Like, Xeon winning is a bad thing. Unfortunately, the zombies are still in charge. They're the real problem. But then I guess, without the zombies and the main timeline, Neo Xeon, Xeon Remnant, so I guess not much changes. Doesn't matter who's winning in Gundam, someone's always dying. Yeah, it's not winning, it's how you win. If you won by committing atrocities, did you really win? Here's the fun thing about Xeon. Their war for independence against the Federation, 100% valid and justifiable. Then Operation British happened, and they lost all credibility. Up until that point, I think Xeon were in the right. Xeon Aces want you dead? No. Because Kieran's Greed's a game. Yeah, never played it though. You know what? After exploring a alternate timeline with GQuuuuuuX, maybe they should do a remaster of Kieran's Greed. Give people opportunity to explore other timelines. It's clear. I love it when parts can only go in the one way because where the pegs are. Hang on a second. Check something on Discord. This is true. All the SD games. Honestly, SD Gundam Battle Alliance is a very good, like, hey, what if the timelines got jumbled up? Which was pretty fun. Okay, let's see. That taken care of. Just had someone give me a heads up of a bot account in the Discord. could we got another story-focused Gundam versus Gundam game, but doubt what happened. I feel like Gundam video games in general are very hit and miss when it comes to the quality of them. I feel like there's more misses than hits, sadly. Or like they're not necessarily, even when they hit, it's like it's kind of it's good, but it's a bit meh. Like I'd say Gundam Evolution, personally, it's a hit, but it didn't stick the landing. Great idea, good gameplay, then just drop the ball on their own foot. I know Mecha Break's going to come along very soon for its final release and basically show them like, hey, you know what you should have done? I'm looking forward to the Mecha Break full version release. Interesting enough, it says July 1st on like their announcement trailer for the release date. If you look on Steam, it says July 2nd for me, which means it must launch at like super early in the morning. I guess July 2nd we'll do a Mecha Break stream. Also weird to think that July 2nd isn't that far away, because we're on the 21st of June. It's also the longest day of the year. The summer solstice, which technically the summer solstice happened at like 2 or 3 a.m. this morning, technically speaking, when the Earth's northern hemisphere was the closest point to the sun. Like, in your opinion, Arctic, what would you say is the best Gundam video game in recent years? Because if it was like older ones from PS2 era, I probably never played them. So I actually think about a lot of those older ones probably didn't even release outside Japan. Because I think in recent years, the best Gundam game is Battle Alliance, SD Gundam. I think that's the best one. Because it had a pretty good story of like, you know, different timelines and like fixing them and stuff. Yeah. The gameplay was okay. It definitely felt reminiscent of the Dynasty Warrior Gundam games, but not to the same extent of them, like having hordes of enemies. So that was pretty good. I do wish the game had a dub option, because trying to fight a very dangerous boss battle while they're dropping exposition and you can't read the subtitles because you're trying to survive, a little frustrating. So a dub would be nice just for like being able to hear the exposition while you're playing. And trying to level up mobile suits was a bit grindy. Other than that, I think SD Gundam Battle Alliance is pretty good. And then Gundam Evo, you know, I really enjoyed it for like the first 3 seasons. And then I stopped playing it, and then like then I got shut down. Whereas like Gundam Breaker 4, cool game, very, very repetitive. Yeah, I think it's also fair as well, like learning the EN dubs. I think also when it comes to dubbing Gundam for games, you have a bit of a minefield now because there's multiple dubs of some things. Like the original Gundam, the TV version and the movie version have different dubs. Gundam Seed has its original TV dub and then the remaster dub. Which, if we go with Dynasty Warriors Gundam games, obviously it was the dub actors of the TV version, same for... Does that work? Also, the only time those 3 Dynasty Warrior Gundam games were the only time Double Zeta was dubbed. Technically. Technically, I think there's a Singapore dub. It was like a official, unofficial English one, but... But the only time Double Zeta is properly dubbed is in the Dynasty Warrior Gundam games, which is kind of crazy. I think it's like, it's perfectly fine to have, it's good to have options though, honestly. I think though when it comes to Gundam IPs in general, or no, maybe not just in Gundam IPs, Sunrise Bandai IPs when they develop the games in-house. Because like Sin Duality Echo Veda, again, it's a pretty good idea. I do like it, but it has quite a few issues. For the anime series, pretty fun. They just need a developer that says, we want to make a Gundam game, and then say, cool, here's some money to it. But they probably won't get them that much money. Actually, isn't the recent remaster of Gundam Seed Battle Destiny got a dub? I think. I was thinking about getting that because I never played the original version. But I've also heard it's because it's just a remaster of this old PSP game. It is still kind of janky. I'm just like, eh. True. Or, safer bet, have an original Gundam timeline that is only video games. So basically, like, it has all the Gundam tropes and stuff, but it's a new alternate universe. That might be the safest way to build a really, really good one. Or, oh, I'm trying to remember, was it I think it was Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2 was the first time Kira appeared in it, because he wasn't the first one. But in Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2, it's not the TV version dub actor, but rather his brother, because he wasn't available. At the time. But then he's the actual actor in the third one. It's funny. That being said, his brother did a pretty good impression. You could tell it wasn't him, but it was decent enough. thinking about it, I do kind of want to go back to SD Gundam Battle Alliance because I never did the DLC when I played it ages ago. But then I'm looking at all the things soon. I'm like, ah, yes, we'll have time. No, probably not. It's like, that's the thing of like, when you want to stream stuff, you get to that point of, oh, I want to play this, but I also want to stream it. And then you're like, ah, and that greatly reduces the amount of time I have to play it. Because you can only like, well, I can only stream like 3 times a week, usually. Good thing that's on the back. We'll hide that seam line. The thing is, well, technically Armor Core 4 Answer 5 and Verdict Day has a nostalgia factor for me, so that helps. But like the remaster of Battle Destiny, I'm definitely interested in playing because like it's a remaster little game, so I kind of I did hear. There's also like how accessible it is to me, because if I have to go hunt down an old copy of it, it's not worth my time really. Whereas the old Armored Core games, I have them. Oh, actually, Dynasty Wars Gundam 1, 2, and 3, I do still have those. They're on my shelf. I could replay those. There's just so much to do, you know? Finding the time. Like, if they remaster report more things, and then... Because I know there's tons of things that came out, like, the PS2 era. Where, like, at that point in time, I wasn't into Gundam. Because when I first got into Gundam properly, it was late 2007 or 2008. Because that's when... Yeah, because late 2007 was when the first Dynasty Wars Gundam came out. It's also when Gundam Seed was broadcast on Anime Central in the UK. So it was like the perfect storm of like, here is the UK's first dedicated anime channel for a start. So I was able to watch Gundam Seed. And then I had Dynasty Wars Gundam come out roughly the same time. So I was able to dive in and experience all the other timelines to a certain degree. So it was the perfect storm to pull me in. This one's not on right. And what's next? These parts. Okay. Oh, these are the shoulder joints, or the inner parts of them. I'd definitely like to check out some of the older ones, because like Giran's Greed, as we mentioned earlier, I've heard quite a bit about it, because it is basically like you're running the 1 year war, right? And so it has multiple endings, correct? That sounds cool. That sounds awesome. I want to play that. But it's like, where in the hell would I find that? I don't know. It sounds great. So it's a game I definitely would like to play if I could had access to it. So that's where like Bandai, we're at this point in time for gaming in general, I think we're at the perfect time for remakes, because you have that nostalgia grab for people in their 30s, like me. And then of course you've got the newer generation that came in since then. They're like, oh, I've heard of this game. I'm gonna play this. So it's a perfect time for remasters and remakes of old games. Like ones that maybe, you know, younger generations have not tried because it's old. Or like not very easy to find a version of it. But yeah. Oh, you have to import clearance grid and use a fan translation. Ah, see, that's the other problem of old Gundam games. They were not available. I think Dynasty Warriors Gundam, I'm pretty sure it's definitely the first time I had ever physically seen a Gundam game in person. I remember just going to Blockbuster and going, "Hi, a Gundam game? I've heard of that. I've heard of Gundam." I'd like seen an episode or two of Wing in passing. Didn't click for me back then, but Seed clicked for me perfectly. You run out. Or is it on the bottom here? I need number 1 times 2. Oh, right. I was like, where's... That confused me. Like, number 1's here. The duplicate's over here. Bandai, why didn't you put them next to each other? That would make sense if it was like left arm, right arm. This is a weird shape. It's an interesting game design. Makes me wonder if am I clicking the right place? Yes, I am. Okay. Like a split game. Kind of cool. But also sometimes with older games is like, or just Gundam games in general, sometimes some are like, oh, it was specifically on the PS2 or the PSP or and whatnot. So it's like, oh yeah, okay. The only game that comes to mind is Code. I don't know, lots of people went female pro tag or skipped it due to being console exclusive, or don't know about it doing to being digital only. Code Fairy, yes. My brain was going there a second ago. Code Fairy, I think that was an example my brain was about to go to. Because it's Battle Operations 2 spin-off of the story. Which is only available in the PS4, PS5. Bandai, you have a version of Battle Operations on Steam. Why haven't you also ported that to Steam? Hell, you can play as those units in the PC version. Well, they're actually, the units are available in the multiplayer on Steam. Eh? Like Code Fairy again, that's a game I'd like to play, but I don't really care for PlayStation. I'd rather play on like any other platform, be it Xbox, Switch, or PC. License held to the VA probably, or Bandai being scared of pirates. Scared of pirates is definitely a possibility. Because I remember with the Gundam Breaker 4, the network test was only on console, which for that game was Switch and PlayStation. So I tried the network test on Switch, but then I got the game on Steam. And apparently the only reason Bandai didn't put their network tests on Steam is because they don't want people to just, you know, steal the stuff. From what I've heard. So yeah, them being afraid of pirates, definitely an issue. For like their tests, but I don't know. Maybe we should just all go buy every single Gundam game that's available on Steam, regardless if it's good or not. Give it a positive review saying, bring more Gundam games to Steam, and then see what happens. I'm trying to get how many games are on Steam that have Gundams. Breaker 4. New Gundam Breaker, I guess, is on there, but I've heard it's terrible. Battle Operation 2, which, And there's an SD Gundam game on there. Oh, well, Battle Lance and another one. I have in my backlog. I forget the name of it. They're not going to fight Code Fairy, not selling well. Put them on. Yeah. I feel like I'm just going to have to like dig out the PS4 and then just play Code Fairy at some point. Yeah, it'd be on PS4, right? I don't have to get a PS5 for it. Yeah. I literally have, I say I don't play PlayStation. There's a PS4 sitting over there. Not plugged in, but it's over there. Because when my sister got her PS5, I inherited the PS4. Because she's more the PlayStation person. Much like when I got my Xbox Series X, I gave her my Series S. But yeah, I should probably try Code Fairy at some point. I also need to try one of the Super Robot Wars games, because I've never played any of them. And I know there's Robot Wars Y coming out in August? I haven't played 30 yet, though. Skip Code Fairy, no one cares about Cassilia's Amazon team. But everyone loves Cassilia-sama. No one has killed her brother like a boss in 2 timelines. course, Bandai is too busy wasting money on the metaverse to put money into good games. I feel like if Gundam Breaker was an actual multiplayer game and not just, oh, hey, you can join your friends and just farm shit. Oh, cool, thanks. How many spec up teams does Cassilia have? That's the neat part. Cassilia, you'll never know because Cassilia is that much of a, master of espionage. Cassilia knows all. If you think you know what Cassilia's going to do, you don't, because she knows that you think you know. And we've all seen the way in GQuuuuuuX how she very quickly groomed Neon to be one of her pawns. Hydrate, okie dokie. It's warm in the UK. You need to make sure you stay hydrated. I'm just glad it's not as hot as it was yesterday, though. It was like 28 degrees up here in Scotland. Thankfully, it's only... Actually, what temperature is it right now? Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure it's only like 23 or something. Well, even before refreshing my phone, it said 22. Yeah, 22. Noticeable difference from yesterday. 28. I do not want temperatures over 20, preferably. I'll take, I don't know, like 17 degrees, 18 degrees at most. So thinking about Bandai and games, right? Again, they've been doing a bunch of collabs with other games. So I wonder... You weren't expecting the gun shop. I don't think Nyan was expecting that gun shop either. I mean, we're gonna... I've already said spoilers on the stream today, so... Yeah. I think Nyan was just as shocked as Cassilia. Like, to be fair though, the previous episode, you know, when Cassilia gives her the gun, he tells her never to hesitate. He's like, you'll be stronger if you don't hesitate. And like, she didn't hesitate. Protect her friend. Karma's a bitch in it. Don't hesitate. Okay. Bang. Not me, you fool. That would be a scenario of Nyan, pull the lever. Wrong lever. Nyan's an interesting character because she has no idea what she's doing right now. She's just getting swept up and everything. But then, she's a refugee. She's trying to find a place to belong. First it was with Machu and Eugene. Now it's Cecilia was nice to her. So was Xavier. That's all she needs, really, is someone to be nice to her. And treat her like another human. And Cecilia is very well aware of how to manipulate someone. Like, oh, this girl has no one? Cool, I'll give her the bare minimum of affection. Wrong place, wrong time. Nyan was... It's very obvious why Nyan fell in love with Suji, because it's like, hey, a boy who's nice to you. Oh my god. Kind of the same. We're kind of the opposite with Machu, because it's more not the boy who's nice to you, it's more, ooh, mysterious boy who's a bit of a rebel, who's a graffiti artist. Is the opposite thing, where it's like hard perfect life. Like, ooh, rebelling. Machu wants to rebel. I do find it perfect that there was the episode called Machu's Rebellion. And it's like, that's exactly what Machu's been doing the entire show. And people are like when you see people like Twitter especially, like, I don't understand Machu's motivation. Why would she suddenly jump in a mobile suit? Why did Camille, her motivation is the exact same as Camille's, pretty much. She was an entitled kid who was a bit bored, and then went to go kick a bully's ass. In this case, for her, it was the military police harassing the refugee area. And she's like, I'm gonna go kick their butts. Where for Camille, it was, Jared being a dick. Of course, unlike Machu, Camille was ready to commit murder right off the bat. He tried to stomp on it. Wait, was he trying to stomp on Jared or someone else? He was trying to crush someone with his Mark II when he stole it. People go, oh, but Camille was doing it to defend his call. Defend his, it's like, no. Camille's parents were killed because he did that. Camille rebelled and got his family killed. because he chose to stand up to a bully and then steal, you know, military prototype, as you do. Hmm. You mean like Machu or Nyan being part of those teams? Or one for one and one for the other? I think Nyan being a pawn for Cecilia was pretty smart. Meanwhile, on the other side, you've got Shalia trying to open, you know, Machu's eyes to like, hey, this is the world. Deal with it. Kind of. Alright. Answer but start. We'll be right back. the rover. Right. What did this go on here? That. Right, I see. Pops in like two. Here we go. That will plug onto the back, and that shoulder plugs into here. Cool. Leaders for both teams try their best to use only reasonable force and keep casualties to 0. Very good. I like that. Like the realistic aspect of like mobile suit teams when they're like they especially if they're in a built up area and they're actively thinking, hey, you need to kind of be careful what you're firing. Like I appreciate when they have that like distinction between characters as well. Like, oh, this character is just firing off right here in the world, whereas like you have your more morally good characters that are like trying desperately not, you know, to miss any shots. Especially in a colony where you might blow a hole in the side of it. Thinking of that, when the Psycho Gundam showed up, I'm surprised not a single hole got blasted in the colony. Plenty of damaged buildings. Well, fortunate enough they didn't blast a whole hole in it. Almost as if they forgot they're fighting inside a space station. The White Dingo team is one of those ones where like I know of them, but I don't really know that much about them. I think there's a lot of cool side stories, a lot of cool teams and stuff that the average person doesn't know. Okay, Rise of Ashes for White Dingo and Lost War Chronicle. The Ken better stat team. Are those manga or games? My microphone picking up the fan now? I think I moved it slightly. I'm kind of like that for the most part. Well, there's sometimes the rule of cool. Like, especially if it's like MSV stuff. Because like I've got a bunch of like the origin high grades, like the gems and stuff like that. Because the gems were never in the the origin animation. But all those gem variants, like the guard and the interceptor, like the interceptor, I love the interceptor. Like I think it's just like it's cool. I think cool grunt suits. If it's from a timeline, I suppose, like as a show, it's like I guess it's extended lore. I like it. Whereas if it's something like if it's a show I've not seen at all, like I've never seen Age, so I wouldn't build anything from Age. I think. No crossbow and asteroid eclipse for you. Ha! Well, guess what? I have the Master Grade Eclipse. In the pile. Because rule of cool. It's wild to me that Master Grade Eclipse exists. It's a manga which I have yet to read. But it's also the fact that it's a Master Grade and only a Master Grade. Like, I'm surprised there's no high grade. They jump straight to Master Grade. Crossbone as well, another cool design. And I know people are begging for that to be animated. I think Crossbone might be like the #1 requested manga to be animated, right? Then probably Asteroid. Where's the other note? There it is. Crossbow gets animated with double Zeta Gundam Rage again. Yeah, doesn't an older Judo show up? Also, Crossbone takes place out at Jupiter, doesn't it? Which is like, hey, something I want to see more of in just Gundam in general is, can we move away from the Earth sphere, please? Like, even in UC, like, we know they're at least they have stuff out at Jupiter and Mars, but we don't get to see it really outside of manga. I think it's one of the other reasons why I really like Iron-Blooded Orphans, because hey, it started on Mars and then it came to Earth. Oh, it's more show and style. Okay, okay. So people will rage because it's like, I mean, that was when I was watching through the Gundam shows. I watched Double Zeta immediately after finishing Zeta. I got whiplash from that tonal shift. Because Zeta ends in such a dark place. And then Double Zeta is like, hey, what if we were going to go Scooby-Doo with this? Like, that first arc in Shangri-La feels very Scooby-Doo slapstick. Yazan going from threatening Titan pilot to Scooby-Doo villain. So, yeah, I get why people don't like it. Once they get off Shangri-La, though, and go to the rest of the show, I think it's pretty good. It's just that first arc. It's a bit... Once you get used to the new tone, it's fine. But it's that adjustment period. We're like, Tobias does start playing at the end of Steel 7. Steel 7? What is Steel 7? And who is Tobias? Ah, right, got it. So was it meant to end in a dark place and then it extended it? Yeah. Then it sold hotcakes to the story in the games, and now we have 6 squeaking sequels afterwards. Nice. That's like going to Gundam Seed and go, oh my god, everyone loved Middle Flaga. Oh, let's bring him back. Somehow. At least Double O set up the bring Lock-On back by establishing his twin brother in the first season. Which actually makes for a very good story time, I think. That is true. The Desert Tiger going back with but at least Andrew Watt felt that the Desert Tiger came back with very noticeable injuries, like missing an arm. I do like how sometimes, like, especially with the longer Gundam shows, how, like, when they take a break midway through it, how sometimes the feedback will adjust things for the future. Like, apparently the Buster Gundam, you know, model kits didn't sell well, so that's why Diarca has his redemption arc. Oh, who should be dead? Waltfeld or Moo? Really? I had no idea Astra was involved in his survival. I think his survival is just like, okay. I think suspension of disbelief is totally fine. You don't need to have an explanation for everything. Though Mulaflaga's helmet floating in space after the strike blew up. Can't really explain away around that one except for the remaster. They edited that scene so that the, you know, his helmet's not floating in space. Like, hey, there's a slim chance he might survive. He's throwing the healing vat. Hell. Oh wait, Martin was his, like, second in command, wasn't it? I think. I remember. But yeah, if one of his officers after the battle went to the wreckage and found him barely alive, yeah, I could believe it. I think it's just like the fact that Andrew Waltfeld has very visible injuries when he comes back, like life-changing ones. It makes his survival, like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's that he barely survived that scenario. Which makes it very plausible. That your brain can go, yep, someone must have got him afterwards. Like, you don't need to see it, your brain just fills in the blanks. See the recollection from the G Eternal mobile game? I haven't played the mobile game, so I'm not sure what the story goes. It seems odd. Like, I know very little about it other than, hey, Kira's still fighting for some reason. and he's in, well, using the Strike Rouge with a Dragoon system, which is doing that Clone Wars thing of, hey, messing up your timeline a little bit. Yeah, I guess. Especially involving main characters. Like, give the main cast a time to chill and let someone else deal with that shit between. I'll need to play the mobile game anyway, just to kind of see what the story's about. But at the same time, I don't care for mobile games. Insurance is going to sweet. I can get put it this way: it's like, oh, it's a story in a mobile game. No one cares. The Hawks aren't twins, though. Lunamaria and Marin are not twins. They're like a year apart. Oh, I need that. Two front pieces first. Okay. I need B and C. B12, there it is. I think side stories of main cast, especially after like massive conflict, just like give them a side story where they're just chilling, you know. Like a wee slice of life side story. How about that? That's what some of these characters need. Yeah, the audio drama stuff. The problem with the audio drama is like, unless you're fluent in Japanese, it's just gonna be a transcript at that point. This is true, even Witch from Earth you can avoid it. Because I know the novelization of it has extra, you know, characters and story for like more down to earth time. No, downtime. Russian Mercury Japan Blu-rays have audio dramas as well, but it looks like they got removed from the EU release. I'm not sure the same for USA. Yeah, that's fortunate. I haven't even seen the announcement for any EU Blu-rays yet for Russian Mercury. I must have missed that. Same goes for Seed Freedom. The Blu-ray in Japan came out for Christmas. Where's our Blu-ray for over here? What, HMB exclusive? Really? That surprises me. Because normally when it comes to Gundam Blu-rays, all the anime tends to be the one that distributes this stuff. The link won't work in here. You're in the Discord, aren't you? You're in the Discord? There you are. Yeah, if you're in the Discord, just drop it in there. So I find it weird because, like, when it comes to, like, if you want to stream Seed Freedom to rewatch it, it's only available on American Netflix and dub only, apparently, which is bizarre. Alright, this part goes on to this bit. This way around. Yes. Nope, up here. Ah, right. Just circle about. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll grab this bit. Too cheap to get that. It's just kind of weird, like, hey, why don't you not have the original Japanese subtitles? It's strange. I'm not sure if that's true, I've just heard that. Not like I can check, it's not on the UK Netflix. I looked, not there. Put an anime. That makes sense. It's anime related. Okay, this part goes on to the front here. There we go. And the back assembly with the shoulders goes onto here. There we go. And the collar comes down on the top here. Oh, interesting. That means this collar section will be pivoting on a ball joint, and there'll be a ball joint for the neck as well. Neat. Also paneling that. Yeah, should be right. Yeah, I can tilt it forward and get to the panels easily enough. And then it's that big collar piece. Okay, which requires 1, 2, 3, and then some stickers. Anyway. Is he gonna type on the Blu-ray URL? Oh, what does it say? These. And we're like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. We need this. Those 2 packs. Okay. Remember, I have a hard cutoff today for time. Do I want to start the next part? Wait, what's that part there? Oh, it's on the fin. Wait, what? They're like, we're just looking at the back of this. There's like little fins in the back here where there's currently a nub to kind of give strength. What stickers go on those fins? Little marking ones. That's kind of crazy. Getting hungry. I feel like progress has been slow, but it's also a complicated hybrid when you compare it to like other stuff. Because that head alone took a while. It's a nice head though. I am missing one sticker on the center of the V-fin. But I'm gonna wait until I do like paint on these little gray bits. And torso slowly coming along. We think this collar piece has 3 bits in it. The inner shoulders, back. And we need a big old thingy bit in the front piece. If I had a spare hour, I would probably finish the whole torso. Cut out cleanly, you don't say. Yeah, I wrap it up a bit early. So not like midway through a part. We're gonna be working on this again on Tuesday after the finale. Not on Tuesday, on Wednesday. Then we can discuss how things went and how crazy it is. Though I will stream, like I plan to stream tomorrow evening. I finish work a bit earlier. So ideally, around 7 p.m. EST tomorrow. I'm gonna play some Hitman. I have not done that in forever. Because there is that current celebrity elusive target. Matt Mickelson's Le Chiffre from Casino Royale. I think that'll be fun tomorrow. And you know, it would work for like a shorter stream as well. Sticker sheet in this? Sticker sheet in this is not bad. This is the sticker sheet. Stickers, markings. The only sticker on this where I'm like, okay, I get it, is probably these big ones, which has the yellow and gray together. Other than that, oh, maybe this little piece here for the chest. Most of it is like small bits of yellow for filling in. I think the only big parts are these parts here, and here, those bits. Other than that, this is. It even has spare eyes, which is nice. This is like not a big sticker sheet. Those ones might be slightly irritating depending on where they are. But compared to some other kits, older seed kits, to be honest, that have like here, oh, you have your Ale Strike backpack, cool. Here's a massive red sticker for the wingtip. For leading edge of the wing even. Which is why I painted that. Well, I used a Gundam marker on the Strike. But when we did the Force Impulse, we used paint. And that actually looks better than the Gundam marker does. The Gundam marker looks a little bit too dark. Plus you can't really do layers with it because you may scratch off the previous one. But no, I think these amount of stickers is fine. Kind of small, mind you. Honestly, considering how, like the yellow on the side of the head here. Where am I? There I am. Like that bit there is a sticker, but the other yellow bits below it are parts. Like that. So the only stickers on this head are the eyes, which makes sense, and those little bits of yellow. There would be a tiny one in the center of the V-fin as well. I haven't put that one on currently. I'm going to do it at some point. Paint the little bolts that open up the V-fin before I attempt that. Also the little camera inside the head. The head camera at the top. It actually has the detail molded in there. Well, anyone who attempts to paint that, bravo. Because those cameras are so tiny. The sub cameras. So having as a sticker makes sense in this scenario. But yeah, this is one of the smaller sticker sheets, honestly. I think it's perfectly fine. Because the part separation is very good. But it's like, yeah, sure, it could be more. But I think it's reasonable considering how complicated the design is. And, you know, you could always hand paint it if you're daring. So I can see like the yellow parts in the cockpit hatch. That is small sticker either side of it, one on the center, big one on the top, and then of course like the Pomeranian or Xeon logo on the lower bit. So that is 5 stickers on the chest by itself. Which is kind of crazy. Oh, dude, sorry, I'm yawning. Blah, blah, blah. Right. I think that yawn is a good sign of time to wrap it up. Also, if there was more part separation kit, would be more price. Exactly. Like, the only way to part separate this further than it already is make it a real grade. Like, the part separation in this is crazy for a high grade. Here's that price point. Yeah, like the armor core kits for the 30-minute missions. I haven't got a chance to build one of them yet. But like, pretty sure they do have very good part separation for the price point. And there's only like some extra details missing. Which at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to get it as close as you can while keeping the price a certain area. You don't want to go too far. The fact where like, oh yeah, it's going to cost you so much more money. That's why people, again, I like master grades, especially because 1, bigger, easier to build, and 2, 90% of the time you don't need to paint any other colors. Hell, the only time you really need to paint any color in a master grade should be the pilot. It's usually not something that would have to be painted, unless it be a teeny tiny detail. That maybe it's so small that they can't make a sticker that small. Or it's not worth making a sticker that small. Though I still find it funny though when there's master grade has eye stickers and then a clear part underneath. I'm like, why? Some high grades have that too. Actually, yeah, there's no clear part for the head for this. There's also a very tiny head, so that is true. Master grade kits have few and far between now. Here's hoping though that once Bandai has their secondary factory up to full production, because it's opening soon, and then over the first year they're like expected to increase production in general by like at least 50%, I think, in the first year. So maybe that might make more master grades get printed. Of course, you have to spend money designing them. There's always that issue. Thinking of that, I'm also generally surprised that there is no master grade for Seed Freedom yet. Like, not a single one. I would be surprised they didn't say, hey, here is a master grade of the Mighty Strike Freedom. Considering how much Seed is loved. But yeah. I'm also surprised. Bandai, why is there no master grade the Origin Zaku 2? But there's a master grade the Origin RX-78, which wasn't even in the show. It also came out before the high grade, which is more bizarre. Like, yeah, if Bandai made a master grade Origin Zaku 2, that would be a bestseller. And then you have all the variants they could make P Bandai, like they do already with the high grade. And yet, they haven't, for some bizarre reason. Who knows? Right. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Don't forget. Socials. Discord. I aim to be back tomorrow evening with some Hitman, then Mondays to some Sin Duality Echo of Ada, and then on Wednesday continue this after the finale of HG GQuuuuuuX on the Tuesday evening. Should be good. In the meantime, this is gonna milk the action figures, then full mechanics. Yeah, they definitely like have the SH figure, well, not the SH figure. Met the robot spirit. No, what's it called again? Robot Damashi. Remember what that is? The pre-made ones, metal builds and all that. Very anime. All those things before they finally get to like actual figures. Let's see. You know what? Let's go. Yeah, we'll go raid Maru. Working on the death side. Ooh, that can't block. That noise. The dog's barking at something. I was like, a weird noise outside. And of course, if you hold stop, you have my spaceship. Right. Following. Someone's music in their car. It sounds horrific. Alright. We'll read Maru. But anyway, yep. As always, thank you for watching. Much appreciated. Actually, been really nice to do a build stream for a change. I still need to improve the setup and how it's laid out. For like, just ease of access. But this one's working so far, and I just need to slide over. Not too terrible. But yeah. I can get my other desk set up at some point. And then make things a tiny bit easier. But hope you all have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend, because it's Saturday. And I'll see you around the cosmos. Dodgestar, signing off.